What the Ladybird Heard at Christmas by Julia Danielson and Lydia Monks. On Christmas Eve, when the sun was low and the fields and woods were white with the snow, the Ladybird set off to spend a couple of nights with a spider friend. The spider lived in a big old house with people and pets and a small white mouse. And the small white mouse said, "Squeak, squeak, squeak." And the hamster's wheel went, "Creak, creak, creak." The parrot squawked, the canary sang, and the spider twanged her web, twang, twang. The Great Dane snored, and the Siamese purred, but the Ladybird said never a word. But the Ladybird saw, and the Ladybird heard. She saw two men with a big black van, a ladder, a sack, and a cunning plan. The Ladybird already knew they were Lanky Len and Hefty Hugh. And she heard Hugh whispered, "Listen, Len, we'll wait until it's night, and then, when Santa Claus has been and gone, we'll put our fancy costumes on. You'll look lovely as an elf, and I'll be Santa Claus himself. We'll climb to the chimney, then down we'll slide, and before we know it, we'll be inside." Said Len, "They say that house is haunted, but we're both brave. We won't be daunted. Later on those girls and boys will have their stocking filled with toys. We'll take those stockings off their beds. They won't wake up, the sleepyheads. And even if they do awake, they'll think we've come to give, not take." The two thieves chuckled, "Ha, ha, ha. What clever, crafty chaps we are." Then the little spotty Ladybird, who hardly ever spoke a word, told the others what she'd heard. And the mouse said, "Squeak!" and the wheel went, "Creak!" and both the birds gave a piercing shriek. The spider scuttled, the Great Dane growled, and the Siamese arched her back and yowled. And all of the pets said, "How unpleasant! We can't let them steal one single present." But the Ladybird had a good idea, and she whispered it into each animal ear. Then they found a sheet of the perfect size, and the parrot pecked 2 holes for eyes. The spider spun, and the Siamese cat slunk out to chat to a friendly bat. Upstairs the children, Flo, Fleur, Fred, and little Finn, were snug in bed. Then Santa came with treats and toys for all 4 lucky girls and boys. The thieves kept watch until he'd gone. Then they put their fancy costumes on. They climbed to the chimney and down they slid. "They're here," hissed the cat, and the pets all hid. The small white mouse was ready. Hop! She leaped and she crept inside Len's top. And Lanky Len began to whine, "There's fingers crawling up my spine." The hamster's wheel creaked round and round. And Hugh said, "That's an eerie sound." The spider wound her silky threads all around the robbers' heads. And Len said, "This is awfully rummy." "I'm scared," cried Hugh. "I want my mommy." The Siamese cat let out a yowl. "Oh, crumbs," said Len, "a ghostly howl." The canary sang, "Beware, beware," as they turned the corner of the stair, and there they saw a dreadful sight. Something scary, tall and white. That second the parrot shouted, "Boo!" "Help! A ghost!" yelled Len and Hugh. They fell downstairs and they charged outside. But who was waiting? "Bats!" they cried. And frightened for their lives they ran, all the way back to their big black van. The bats flapped after the two bad men, and they never went back to that house again. Then the small white mouse said, "Squeak, squeak, squeak," and the hamster's wheel went creak, creak, creak. The parrot squawked, the canary sang, and the spider twanged her web, twang, twang. The Great Dane woofed, and the Siamese purred, but the Ladybird said never a word. The end.